Welcome back to In Ohio Country today in beautiful Yellow Springs, Ohio, better known for Dave Chappelle, but in this case, Young's Jersey Dairy. Joining me now is Ben Young. Ben, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Dan.
Of course, we always talk about
here.
Yellow Springs. We talk about Dave Chappelle. You talk about the history of this particular area, but you guys have been around a lot longer than that.
Well, Dan, let me tell you a little bit about the history of our farm. My great-great-grandfather built the barn back in 1869, and his vision was to have a family farm to support his family. And as the farm was passed down generation to generation, my grandfather had a different vision, and he wanted to be a dairy farmer, and he started milking Jersey cows. And through the years, we've had Jersey cows on our farm. My dad and my two uncles in the 40s and 50s, they wanted to expand. Well, we're a small farm, and so they had to come up with a different idea on how to expand. So they said, let's cut out the middleman. And we started selling our milk, our Jersey milk, directly to the customer in 1958. In the 60s, we got into the ice cream business. In the 70s, the bakery. In the 80s, a couple restaurants. In the 90s, a little bit of entertainment with miniature golf, driving range, and batting cages. And now today, what we really try to do here is create an atmosphere where families can spend time together on the farm and just enjoy being outdoors and enjoy a good farm product.
Well, it's a complete family business that's designed for families, and I think having that personal touch is what makes it a really special place to come for any age group. One of the things that I'm impressed with too is, as you mentioned, the diversity of what's available here. One of the things that's important too in that diversity is making your own product, and you mentioned that. We saw today some cheese making process. Let's talk a little bit about what drew you to make your own cheese.
Well, what we really wanted to do is find a great outlet, a good market for our good Jersey milk. And we milk our own cows, and we grow all of our own feed here. We have 30 registered Jersey cows, and we really enjoy having a quality product. So last year in June, we purchased some cheese making equipment, and now we're making Colby cheese and cheddar cheese and Swiss cheese, and we can sell it by the pound. We can sell fresh cheese curds, and then we can also sell it in our two restaurants on cheeseburgers or macaroni and cheese.
You know, that product alone is something that's really important to Ohio when it comes to production. We're the leading producer of Swiss cheese in America, so it's not unusual for operations such as your own to make your own Swiss cheese.
Yeah, we're just starting to get Swiss cheese on the market here. It takes a good 60 days to really make a great product there. We're going to have some aged cheddar cheese that'll be about 1 year old coming up here in the fall, and so far it tastes delicious.
Isn't that the key though to cheese, is that aging process?
That's
one of the keys to it.
Yeah, it's absolutely, and so it takes a lot of planning, and where we're going to take a product here today and not sell it for a year, but to age it in the proper temperature and the proper environment, and so that we can have a good product 1 year later. It takes a little bit of planning.
That's probably why wine and cheese go so well together, because they have to be aged, and just the process in and of itself. Of course, one of the other things that you make product-wise, which is absolutely incredible, is your ice cream. We got to talk about that. That is just
we're
amazing.
Using a 14% butterfat product. This year we're going to make.
What's the difference? What's the difference in butterfat from what other people would normally buy in the store?
Well, I think your base standard grocery store ice cream might be 10% butterfat, and so if you want a really creamy, good ice cream, you're going to have to put the cream in there.
Amen.
And so we start with a lot of cream, then we add our ingredients. We make it all in batch freezers and freeze it quickly. The quicker you can freeze the ice cream, the creamier it's going to be when you get it out of the carton the next day. And this year we're going to make about 80,000 gallons of ice cream.
Wow.
And we'll dip most of it right here in the restaurant. We'll dip over 1 million cones a year, and we're going to
we're not just talking about vanilla ice cream, are we?
Oh no, we're going to make every flavor from vanilla to cow patty to chocolate peanut butter.
It's amazing. And I'll tell you, one of the things too is the fact that when you do come into the ice cream store and you come into this shop, it's not just ice cream in a cup. You're making your own homemade waffles. You've got donuts. It's just a great place to come for a snack, stop in for lunch. But again, it completes the entire facilities that you have here.
Yeah, we have the 2 restaurants, and here at the dairy store, it's a quick serve restaurant where we have a lot of sandwiches, a bakery, and many ice cream desserts. And then we have our full service restaurant.
Yeah, let's talk about the
Golden Jersey Inn, where we make our products from scratch. We use some farm partners. We like to buy a lot of locally grown farm products and create menu items that our customers will enjoy.
Yeah, and one of the things that you mentioned to me earlier when we were over at the restaurant is that you are an Ohio Proud sponsor, and you're proud to not only feature what you produce in your restaurant, but other Ohio Proud producers here in the state, what they have to offer.
We like to support the local economy, the local farmers, and anytime we can, we will buy our produce and farm products from our local farm partners.
You know, what's one of the impressive things too is that when you do go into the restaurant, you not only have that beautiful restaurant look and that feel, but the barn itself, the way it was constructed is pretty unique.
Yeah, the restaurant is a timber frame barn. It's very similar in construction to our old 1869 barn. It's an Amish mortise and tenon type structure, and the wooden pegs really do hold it together.
Well, you mentioned too that you're 5 generations going on 6 generations in operation. And the other unique thing over at the restaurant too is that you have a lot of displays there that kind of show that rich family history that you have.
Yeah, the family, we have 15 family members spanning 3 generations that work here now. And then we also have about 300 other employees that work at Young's. And so we're very kind of a seasonal business. We do most of our business between April and October, but it takes a lot of employees here to serve about 1 million customers a year.
You know, talking about your customers too, we were outside and there was a nice little group of scouts that were out there, and it's kind of neat to have an operation like this where they can come and they can enjoy not only the great food, but all the other activities that you have available to them.
Well, we do a lot of groups. We can set up a group where we can put a combination of food and fun together, where our customers can come in and enjoy the farm activities or miniature golf or driving range, and then have a nice home-cooked meal and, of course, ice cream. And then something else we like to have here are what we call school tours.
Yeah.
And last year we took about 10,000 elementary kids on a tour. And basically we like to show them where milk comes from.
Yeah.
And they come in and see what a cow eats, and they get to touch and feel the grains and see what it's like to milk a cow, and then have a wagon ride, and then of course ice cream.
You know, in speaking with you earlier before this interview, I could tell that was important for you, that educational aspect of what you provide to the community and to the people who come here. That's really important to you.
Yeah, community is important for us. We hire all of our employees are local from the community, and we just enjoy the family atmosphere of Yellow Springs and Clifton in our area, and it's a rural atmosphere, and we like to treat our employees like family, and it gives us nice long-term relationships.
You know, this is National Dairy Month, and we would be remiss if we didn't talk about your Jersey cattle out there. Those are beautiful animals, and one of the things that your cousin mentioned is their production is pretty good. And why is that?
Well, the Jersey cow, it's the smallest of the dairy breeds, but what we really do is we take care of, we only have 30 of them, but we really take care of them because, you know, that's the economic force of our business. And our cows, they're housed in the barn in comfort stalls. Each cow has their own name. They have a registered Jersey name, but then they also have what we call a barn name. It might be Sally or Cindy or Sue, and so we know them individually. We treat them like ladies, and when we do that, they will in turn give us great production. You
know, this is another great operation of animal agriculture here in Ohio, and of course, Ben, you know, animal agriculture is under attack by the HSUS and other factions that, quite frankly, if they had their way, this entire business would be gone tomorrow.
There's a lot of misconception there on how we take care of our animals. I learned when I was 10 years old, when I first milked a cow, that you can't take the milk away from a cow. She has to give it to you. Yeah. And so we treat our cows with respect and take care of them, and because they're an economic asset to us, and I think most farmers you'll find are the very same way. They treat their animals well, and because that is the economic force, that's what puts the the money in the bank.
And how important is that, not only to your family business, but to the economy of Yellow Springs and the surrounding area, and of course the state of Ohio?
Well, the state of Ohio, as we know, agriculture is the leading industry in the state of Ohio, and if you go around and you talk to farmers, you'll find out that you know, there's a lot of concern about the politics of this, and I think, you know, you'll find that people are doing the right thing on the farm.
Well, Ben, I've got to tell you, this is just a great operation. We've got some samples back here, and before I let you go, I told you I was going to try some of this.
Fresh cheese.
Actually, we're gonna kill this entire plate back here in about 2 seconds after the camera is off. But Ben, I can't tell you how much I'm impressed with your operation, your family business. If people want more information about Young's Jersey Dairy, where can they go?
Well, the best place to be, go to our website, youngsdairy.com, and you can learn about all of our special events coming up here through the season. We have our open house fall festival coming up here in the first weekend of October, and it's always a good time to come to the farm.
Time to do some sampling. Ben, thanks for joining us.
Great, thank you, Dan.
And we'll be back with more In Ohio Country Today right after this.